Okay, so we have our third example, which is the last one on this page or this worksheet, at least on the right side for the top page of the completing the square worksheet. So I've started off, I've already written what the first two lines of the worksheet show, and if you notice, the 47 is being kept off to the side, which is what we're going to do. We're going to keep the C term away from this, and if you look, notice that they factored out something from these two. These two were 2x squared and negative 20x. So you can see that there's obviously a factor of 2 missing. And so what happens is when you have a lead coefficient that is not 1, there's a little bit more work to do. And so we have to factor the 2 out from these two terms only. So it's only coming out of these two terms, not the 47. Okay, so we're going to put 2. And so now we have the following. Okay, and so if we want to fix this, we have our b over 2 squared. Well, in this case, b is negative b is negative 10. This is where we look for b. We have negative 10 over 2 squared. Negative 10 divided by 2 is actually negative 5. Okay, so if we plug negative 5 and we square it, we get 25. And so we're going to add 25 and subtract 25. Okay. Now the important part of this problem is that you notice that this 2 is being distributed to everything here, including this 25 and this one. Well, the nice thing is this still factors nicely. So we can still do this as y is equal to 2, and this is going to be our x, and we have a minus 5 here, so this is simply just x minus 5 squared. Okay. And then we have our minus 25, and then we have our plus 47. Well, now if we distribute this 2, we'll distribute it to this thing, and then we'll distribute it to that negative 25 all the way over to the side, and we will have the following. Y is equal to 2x minus 5 squared. Do not touch this. You do not need to distribute this to the x minus 5. But now we have 2 times negative 25, which is negative 50, and then we have positive 47. Okay. Well, this is just y is equal to 2x minus 5 squared minus 3. And so this is our equation. We have a being 2, h is 5, and k is negative 3. And so our vertex will be 5, negative 3. Our axis of symmetry, I should start calling this AOS. You can abbreviate like that, and I will be fine with it. Will be x is equal to h, which is 5 in this case. And then if we go to graph this, I'm going to need a little bit of room, so I'm going to scroll down for a second. We have x-axis, y-axis. We have 5, negative 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 3, 1, 2, 3. We have our vertex right here. And then we can go ahead and draw our parabola. Actually, this one should be slimmer, right, because a is 2 and not 1. I'm not going to be too picky about that right now because obviously the main goal here is that you can complete the square. And so if we do that, we have our axis of symmetry here. The axis of symmetry will always fall at the vertex. And so we have x equals 5. And so that completes our completing the square for problems where a is not equal to 2. So the main thing to remember, the main point of that is that you have to remind yourself that the 2 needs to be distributed to both this thing and this other thing, because we're not just adding a multiple of 25, we're adding a multiple of 50 technically, because this is 2 times that 25. Okay.